Hey guys, Hayley here. Now, if you're into figure collecting and you've been on any social media, you've probably seen a ton of new figure announcements. And I think the first couple of weeks in February are always very exciting for figure collectors because of Wonder Festival, which is, I think, like a big convention thing where all of the manufacturers show off their new and upcoming figures. There's also like Wonhobby, Kotobukiya's got their own thing. I think AmiAmi is doing their own thing anyway. It's all on the same weekend, and that means there are a lot of new figure announcements to go through. And today in this video, I want to go through with you guys most, probably not all, but most of the announcements that we saw. So just to gamify going through these, I'm going to be awarding things the Daijoububu stamp of approval for something that I think looks really cool and I'm probably gonna order. I'll be giving things the fingers crossed, which are things that I hope turn out really, really good. And then I'll be giving things the like nervous sweat drop emoji for, oh, I'm a little nervous for this. I don't know if it's going down the right track. So as we see the figures, we'll kind of give those out. So I've loosely split all of the announcements into 4 categories. And the first up is the Wonder Festival 2022 set of announcements. Let's go. First up from Spirit Tail, we have this super cute birthday Miku. This can go in the pile of obnoxiously cute and detailed Miku figures that I probably won't get, but adorable. Then we have the Ochako and Toga. I think we saw these like last year or a few months ago. They're looking pretty cute. Next up, we have this Mai Sakurajima China dress. I feel like there are like 3 or 4 Mai China dress figures. This one does look like the prettiest one I've seen so far. I really like that she's sitting on a moon, but we'll have to wait for the colors, I reckon. Next up, we've got this Albedo figure. This is really unique, this kind of like plaque style figure. It's not my personal favorite type of figure, but it's kind of cool to see them doing something a little different. Next up, Spirit Tail are doing a Kurumi lingerie swimsuit figure. How original. I don't think I've ever seen a Kurumi figure before. Alright, and to round off the Spirit Tail announcements, we have yet another elaborate Miku and one from Tales of Arise. I think all of the Spirit Tail figures looked really cool, but I have heard that they're a little hit and miss when it comes to actually delivering on that quality. So curious to see how these all turn out once they actually release. Next up from Mayoi, this isn't new news, but they are just reminding us that they are making these 4 amazing Azure Lane quarter scale figures. I'm very excited to see how these are gonna get translated into like PVC plastic form. But very early days at this stage, we will see, but very exciting. Next up, we have Union Creative. We have this wedding rem, looks a little boring to me, and a couple of other prototypes, nothing I'm too excited about here. Next up from Union Creative, they're making this Ai-chan from Tawawa on Monday. I would love a really cute Ai-chan figure. I'm not sure if it's this one, but I like that they're giving it a go. Then we have a bunch of announcements from Union Creative. I do love that Union Creative picks up a ton of really cool original illustrations for their figures. And I do have to call out one of my favorite ones here is that little kind of imp girl. I'm gonna give that one like a fingers crossed emoji because that art is so cute and I would love to see that as a figure. Next up, I believe this is a collaboration of Union Creative and Freeing, but they're making some Azure Lane bunnies. These are looking pretty mid to me, especially the North Carolina and Washington. Their ears are just so boring. The other one, the New Jersey, looks very interesting, and I'll be very keen to see how that one looks, you know, finished. She's like pole dancing and stuff. And finally, Union Creative are also putting out a Doki-chan Nendoroid. Now they absolutely ruined the Doki-chan scale figure, so I don't know if I trust them with the Nendoroid. She looks really cute in this picture, so I'm gonna give this figure a fingers crossed. I really hope the Nendoroid comes out alright because I would love to have a really cute Doki-chan Nendoroid in my collection. Fingers crossed. Next up, from a company I've never heard of called S-Fire, they've got some cool Demon Slayer and My Hero Academia announcements. These look super cool, although some of them look more like statues than figures in my opinion. All of them probably out of my price range. Okay, now we're gonna move on to Eastream. Plenty to talk about here. First up, we have a Hatsune Miku Rage Project Eastream figure. There's a lot going on here. That is a lot of acrylic. I'll leave it at that. Next, we have this 1/7 Kokoro figure. I think this character really suits the general aesthetic that Eastream figures have, so I think this one's gonna turn out pretty nice, actually. And next up, we finally get to see some of the Jujutsu Kaisen Mappa and Eastream figures. I think these look really cool, and I actually like them a lot more than I thought I was going to. I really like the Nanami and the Sakuna. The Toge, I'm a little bit like, I don't like that log, and I don't like the support poles on the like rings. I don't know if I'm obsessed with the rings, to be honest, so a little bit not as happy as I could be. But they're all looking cooler than I thought they would. So I'm excited to see them painted. And Eastream also teased some of the other characters that they're gonna make figures for, but I just wanted to say, in what universe does Panda, and like no offense to all the Panda fans out there, but does Panda get an Eastream figure, but Nobura doesn't? It's an outrage. I'm sure I'm sure you're all with me on this. Like, did they forget about her? Did they just, are they generating hype? Maybe they're trying to generate hype and then they'll just drop her for pre-orders and we'll all fall for it. Maybe fingers crossed. I'll put a fingers crossed in for that. Next up, Eastream are making 3 of the girls from that anime where they're like horse girls. I don't know, it looks really cute. I've never watched it, but yeah, these look pretty cute. Oh man, Eastream has announced a lot of stuff. Only a few more to go through. Next up, Eastream's making a Cardcaptor Sakura clear card figure. This is interesting because I kind of think Good Smile's got it like friggin' locked down with their Cardcaptor Sakura scales. So I don't know who left is gonna buy this, but yeah, keen to see what it looks like colored. Next up, Eastream are making a couple of Kentai collection figures. I think this is interesting. In my mind, I thought people kind of just moved on from Kankol to other ship-based gacha games. Unfortunately, I'm not that interested in either of these ships, so I'll definitely give that a pass. Next up from Eastream, they announced a Marin figure from My Dress Up Darling. I assume this is going to be like a cosplay version. I'm really curious what this is going to look like, whether they're going to make it super elaborate or if it's just like a 1/7 girl in a dress. But either way, I like Marin, so I'm excited to see where they take this. Alright, let's round off the rest of the Eastream announcements. They're making a Princess Connect figure, a couple of FGO figures, a bunch of Girls Frontline figures. That's going to be interesting. And finally, they announced they're going to make a couple of Madoka figures. I'm actually very interested to see this. I love Madoka Magica. So depending on how they look, that might be the first kind of big, expensive Eastream figure I pick up. But we'll have to see. All right, now let's jump into Wonhobby 35. I don't know the history of what Wonhobby versus OneFest is, but I believe this is all Good Smile Company and Good Smile Company partners. They're kind of like at the cool kids table of figure manufacturers. But there's a ton to go through, so let's start. First up, we have this Minato Aqua Iro Super Dream scale figure by Good Smile Company. I think this is so beautiful, so cute. I love the colors, and I actually want to give this one a Daijoububu trophy or seal of approval because I think she's adorable. Probably won't get her because I'm not the biggest VTuber person, but stunning figure. I love it. Next up from Good Smart Company, we have the Ghost Bride illustration figure finally colored. I'm not that obsessed with this. I was kind of hoping they would color it like the Corpse Bride color scheme. I wanted her to look more like a ghost, and I thought the whole thing was a little bit more eerie than it was kind of cheerful. It is beautiful, just not quite what I was expecting. Also, this looks like it weighs a ton. Next up, Good Smart Company has announced this 1/7 Chizuru scale. I think this is cute. I've not been that impressed with any other Chizuru scales, but to be honest, I don't think I'll ever get a Chizuru scale. I just think there are probably more interesting characters to buy figures of than just like a girl. I don't know. Next up from Good Smart Company, we have this Edward and Alphonse scale figure. I think it's awesome that people are still making Fullmetal Alchemist figures, but unfortunately, I don't love it that much. It looks too much like a statue and like it's too big, and it just doesn't appeal to me. So I don't know. I am glad that they're getting some love though. So like, if you love this, go for it. It does look very cool. Next up, we've got this Tanjiro scale figure by Good Smart Company. I feel like I've seen this figure or something like it from like Mega House, or like, I just feel like I've seen this figure done so many times. I'm not that excited. I'll even give this one like the sweat emoji. I'm just like, whatever. Next up from Good Smart Company, this came out of nowhere for me, but they're making a holo figure, the Wolf and the Scent of the Fruit version. I think this prototype looks so cute. It's adorable. I love the fruit in the dress and how there's apples falling down, and her hair's beautiful. This prototype looks so amazing. I'll give this a trophy of approval. She's really cute. And now I feel like we're in a situation where we just have too many good holo figures to choose from. It's gonna be so difficult. And next up from Freeing, we have the Albedo Bunny. Now this is actually up for pre-order, so I don't know if it counts as an announcement, but it did kind of break the figure collecting world for a little bit. Yeah, damn. I mean, she's packed, like she's got the assets. She's here. I really like the wings. I like it. I appreciate what it's doing, but I don't know if I'm completely sold on it. I wish they gave the ears a little bit more attention. The ears look a little silly to me, but I don't know. I think it's cool. I like it. Another figure from Freeing, we have this Girls Frontline OTS 14 heavy damage version. Now this is really weird to me. Now I love OTS 14, I love the source art, I love her character design, colors, she's beautiful. But I don't like this pose, and I don't like this pillar, and I feel like we could have got a better OTS 14 quarter scale than this. It's interesting, it's different, and I'm glad they're taking that and doing something different. Controversially, I'm gonna give this figure a I'm not sure about that. I love so much about it, and yet I don't like so much about it. And it was so close, but like so far for me. All right, next. Next from Freeing, we have the Diane Bunny version. This is cute. I've actually never seen the 7 Deadly Sins, so I'm sure all of the 7 Deadly Sins fans are happy because y'all just got Elizabeth, that's her name. So maybe, yeah, they'll go well together. All right, next up from Fat Company, we have a 1/7 Sei Shonagon from FGO. I think the prototype looks all right, but I can't wait to see this figure colored because this character's color scheme is so cute. I think it's designed by Mika Picasso, so I really think the colors are what's gonna make this figure shine. So we'll have to wait for that next year. Next up from Good Smart Company, we have the Hatsune Miku with Solwa figure. Love this. Honestly, probably best in show figure for me. I'm definitely gonna pre-order this. I love this so much. I was so excited last year when we saw the prototype. I'm so happy with the colors. This definitely gets a little trophy from me. I love it. I love all of the little fashion details, all the transparent details. I love that her hair looks like wet paint. Oh, I love it. Thank you, Good Smile Company. Next up from Fat Company, we have a Utah scale from Psychono. I feel like out of all the Psychono figures that exist, this one is a little boring to me, although I haven't seen the Psychono movie, and maybe this is a very important reference to a point in the movie, but if it isn't, kind of boring. Next up from Max Factory, we have the Hatsune Miku virtual pop star version. So we saw this last year not colored in, and it looked very cool. And this year it's colored in, and I think it looks horrible. I hate the colors. It looks like a fashion disaster. So I'm gonna give this a big I don't know about that award. I also posted this on my Instagram about whether people think the color is good or bad, and I think the results, you know, speak for themselves, which is a shame because I thought this could have been really cool. Maybe it's just a bad photo, so jury's still out, but nah, I won't be getting this one, sorry. Next up from Max Factory, we have the 1/7 Sana Natori figure. I think this is so cute. I do know Sana Natori as a VTuber, and I know that once this is colored, it's going to be even cuter. So very excited for that next year. I think it looks really cute already. Max Factory also announced a couple of Blue Archive scales. I don't know anything about Blue Archive, but these scales are telling me I need to know something about them because they're looking bomb. Next up, a couple more Uma Musume announcements. So this is that horse racing anime. I think the girls are cute. I think they're cute. Maybe I need to get into the anime. Next up, we have this Riser swimsuit figure. I feel like I've seen 101 Riser figures. I don't know if I've seen this before in my life. Maybe I have, but yeah, she's cute. Riser figures always seem to turn out amazing and look cute. Next, Good Smile Company are making this Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse figure. I think this is actually really cool, and I really like this movie, so I'm glad it's getting a figure. But I wish that it was a little more stylized, because the movies does that so well. I kind of want some of that in the figure, you know what I mean? Next, Good Smile Company are making a Koha scale from Beatless. She looks super cool, and I know the other Good Smile Company Beatless figure also looks really cool, so I feel like I need to watch this anime so I can justify buying these cool figures. Next up, we have an announcement for a 1/7 Sophie scale from Atelier Sophie. Haven't played this spin-off game, I guess, but she looks really cute. I really like to see this one colored. The Atelier series has like the cutest character designs. Adorable. Next, from Good Smile Company, we have the Harry Potter gang to join the Hello Good Smile line. I don't know if it's controversial, but I actually am a fan of the Hello Good Smile figures. I think they're really cute and I like them. I hoped they would announce some other characters other than Harry Potter to make them in. So, nah. Next up, from Good Smile Racing, we have the 2021 private version and a 1/7 scale of a 2010 version of Good Smile Miku. I think these both look pretty cute. I probably won't pick up either of them, but I'm always happy to see more racing Miku figures. Next, we have the Sherlock Holmes and Token Ranbu guy figure. Yeah, they both look pretty good to me. Next up, from Wing, we have the 1/7 False Lander Hemet Nethel painted. I was very excited about this last year when we saw the prototype, and I think it looks very, very cool painted, especially all of the transparent parts. I am gonna put a fingers crossed on this one. I can't tell from the photos if I'm absolutely sold on it, and I think I need close-up shots of the details to tell. So I'm really interested in seeing like a gallery of photos for this figure when she goes up for pre-order, but she does look sick. Next up, we had a bunch of Black Rock Shooter stuff from Good Smile. I don't know if Dawnfall is like a Black Rock Shooter sequel or something, but they're investing in it. They're making a ton of stuff from it. Yeah, I like Black Rock Shooter. I'll probably watch Dawnfall. I hope it's an anime and not like a game or something. Then we had a bunch of announcements for the Binny Vinny Baby line. Sure, I don't know. All right, moving on. Then we had a bunch of Switch Out announcements. All right. I guess they're gonna keep making these. Are they selling? I don't know. Oh, here's a leak of the future Switch Out characters. Then from Good Smile, we had a bunch of Helltaker announcements. I personally really excited for the Cerberus Nendoroid. I hope it's like 3 Nendoroids in one. It's gonna be so cute. I do really like the Helltaker art design and aesthetic. So I am looking forward to all of these. All right, I think we're moving into Nendoroid territory. First up, we've got a couple of Hololive Nendoroids. They both look adorable, extremely cute, I love it. Then we had some Undertale love. I surprisingly like the Sans and Papyrus Nendoroids. I didn't think I would get them, but I just might. And we had an Undyne announcement as well. Then to just round off all of the video game Nendoroids, we had Thanatos, Aloy, Ezio, Watson, and a bunch of Persona 2 and 3 characters. I'm sorry, I didn't play Persona 2 or 3, so I don't know who they are. Then from Doki Doki Literature Club, we have a Monica Nendoroid, finally colored. I think she is so cute, and I think I'm gonna get her. Yeah, I'm gonna put a trophy on this one because I think she's cute and I think I'm gonna pre-order her. Next up, we've got some prototypes of the Panda and Sakuna Nendoroids. I think they look good. Nothing to complain about at this point from me. Then we got some Rent-A-Girlfriend Nendoroids announcements. They're making a Sumi and a Mummy. Might get the Sumi, won't get the Mummy. Moving on. Oh, okay, this next one I'm excited about. Good Smile Company are going to make a Marin Nendoroid from Dress Up Darling. This is gonna be so cute. I hope they nail her. She's really like everyone's favorite girl from this season of anime. She is a really, really cute and pretty character, and I would love an Nendoroid of her, so I hope they do a good job on this one. Fingers crossed, let's put a fingers crossed. Next up, we have a Komi Nendoroid prototype. I'm happy to see a Komi Nendoroid. I can't really tell at this stage if I'm gonna get it or if I'm in love with it. I'll have to see her painted, but let's put a fingers crossed on this one as well, because I'd love to have a Komi Nendoroid in my collection, you know, if I like it. Next up from Danganronpa, we have a Junko Nendoroid. I'm gonna give this announcement a little trophy because I'm just happy they're making a Junko Nendoroid. I feel like she's perfect for Nendoroidification, you know? Yeah, I think this is gonna be very cute. I hope it turns out nice. Next up, we got Kuro and Kenma second uniform Haikyuu Nendoroids. I think what's gonna make and break these is seeing what faceplates and accessories they come with. That's gonna be what seals the deal for me. Next up, we got some Attack on Titan final season announcements. We're getting a Punished Eren Yeager as well as a Reiner Nendoroid. These are gonna be cool. Maybe this means we'll get other final season Attack on Titan Nendoroids, because I know they re-released the first bunch, but I'm not in love with them. I don't think they look quite right. So I'd love for like a new refreshed series of Attack on Titan Nendoroids. Next up, we're getting a Sasaki and Miyano Nendoroid. I think these are looking really cute so far, and I kind of feel like they're gonna nail them. They're adorable. I love how messy their hair is. Then we're seeing the Draken Nendoroid. This also just went up for pre-order, so I don't know if this counts as an announcement, but I think he looks good. I will probably be picking him up because I did pre-order Mikey, and you know, Mikey needs his bodyguard, Mikey needs his muscle. Next up, we have this thing called a Nendoroid Surprise. This looks a little bit like a Nendoroid Petite, and if they're kind of reviving that, I'm down with it. It looks bigger than a Nendoroid Petite, and it looks like it's all one piece instead of being posable, which I'm fine with as well. I just hope that like these are gonna be super affordable, you know? Next up, we got a bunch of Tsukihime announcements. I've been meaning to play the Tsukihime VN so I could be like really excited about this, but I just want to play it portably with English translations, and I feel like that's a bit of a bitch to set up at the moment, so we'll see. Next, here's just a bunch of the other Nendoroid announcements, unfortunately from shows that I don't really know and I can't comment on. Hopefully someone had something here announced that they're very excited about. Then similarly, here are a bunch of the other Nendoroid announcements that I don't really have anything too exciting to say about them. We did finally get Miss Kobayashi's Dragon-made Nendoroids announced. Surprised it took them this long. I think the Kana and the Toru are going to be really cute. The Ilulu is going to be interesting in a Nendoroid form factor, you know what I mean? Next up, we've got this 02 childhood version. I don't even know if this was announced before. Next up, we have a My Melody Nendoroid. My Melody ranks around halfway on my Sanrio power rankings, but if they're making My Melody, that means they could be making a Pom Pom Pro Nendoroid, and I would explode. Next up, we have the Racing Miku 2022 Nendoroid. I'm a fan of the 2022 Racing Miku design, and I think she looks pretty cute in Nendoroid form. It's a pretty simple one, I guess, but I really like the hair. Then we've got a couple more announcements. We've got a Rinshima, but with a trike. I do prefer the scooter, unfortunately. We've got a Lucy Nendoroid. Surprised we didn't have a Lucy Nendoroid before this. As well as the Uzui Nendoroid painted and colored. I think he looks good. Then we've got the Artoria Lancer Alta. I think she looks cool as well as the Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen 0, which just kind of looks like the other Gojo one with a white mask. There was a bunch of Nendoroid doll announcements. I am always really impressed with how cute the Nendoroid doll clothes are. It's super impressive. All right, let's now jump into the pop-up parade announcements. We did get a couple of Hololive ones. I think the marine one especially looks super cute. A couple more Hololive pop-up parades. Unfortunately, I don't know who either of these VTubers are. Then we've got some Jujutsu Kaisen ones. I think these all look really good. I do like the Toge one a little more than I thought I would, but here I am sitting in a Toge shirt, so I'm a little bit biased. Then the next thing that Good Smile Company announced is Pop-Up Parades L and XL. So Pop-Up Parade Ls are going to be around 240 millimeters tall, and then XLs are going to be 40 millimeters tall. That's like 40 centimeters. I don't think I have a figure anywhere near 40 centimeters tall. So they're going to retail the large figures at 7,000 yen and the XL figures at 23,000 yen. This is going to be super interesting. I don't really know what's going to happen to the quarter scale market. I don't know if the quality of these are going to be comparable to the scales. Yeah, some people kind of saw this as, oh, it's good, it's making kind of bigger figures more affordable to people. Whereas I saw another argument, which was charging 24,000 for the XL figures is not really that affordable, and it kind of justifies the price that Freeing has been setting for their quarter scales. Because I think Good Smile Company and Freeing are like partner companies, right? So I don't know, definitely very interesting. Let's look at the ones they did announce. So we're getting a Eren Jaeger Attack Titan XL. It does look like the sculpt is a lot more detailed than the Pop-Up Parade. We're also getting a Natsu XL. In this one, he's straight up wearing like a different outfit. Like he's got a sash instead of a belt. So they've updated the sculpt there. We're getting a Lucy XL. Oh my god, this looks really cute and she looks massive. They've also changed her like hairstyle for this one. And we're also getting an Urza XL as well. And it looks like she's got like totally different armor pieces. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how they turn out. Next up, we've got some Silent Hill 2 pop-up parades. Love it. Then we've got some Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood ones. I particularly like the Riza Hawkeye one. I would love to get better Riza Hawkeye figures. Then we've got some Psychono Bunny version pop-up parades. This just kind of feels like a bit of a money grab to me. Then we're getting some Hetalia pop-up parades. My favorite thing about pop-up parades is when they make figures from shows that don't get other scales or other figures, because they're affordable, they're accessible, and hopefully it makes, you know, Hetalia fans happier. Then we've got a bunch of other pop-up parades I'm just gonna speed through. Mordred, White Blood Cell, a Miku pop-up parade, Expelled from Paradise Angela, an Amelia one, and a Yui from To Love-Ru. Tanya the Evil, which I wasn't expecting, a Rei long hair version, which I also wasn't expecting, and a Holo pop-up parade, which looks very cute. Then they're also making Uma Musume pop-up parades. It looks like horse girl figures are going to be very popular this year. Then we've got a Guts pop-up parade in large size. I'm gonna withhold judgment until I see it painted. And finally, we've got a Kazuma pop-up parade. I think people were waiting for Kazuma, and I actually think they nailed Kazuma as a pop-up parade, so I think this is cute. Good Smart Company also announced a bunch of Figmas. I don't really buy Figmas, so I didn't look at these too much, but hopefully Figma fans are happy. I did find it interesting that they're making Elden Ring Figmas, even though that game's like not out. All right, jumping over to some of the Kadokawa announcements. We got some prototypes that look really cute of characters that I know nothing about. And then some Made in Abyss announcements, which is exciting. Fat Company dropped some stuff. This VSK Girls Frontline figure looks ridiculous. Like, those look like a massive distraction on the battlefield. I love this Danganronpa K-Day figure. I think it's adorable. And I really like this Noelle figure. Noelle is one of my favorite VTuber designs. I love her avatar's aesthetic. And here are a bunch of the announcements that Fat Company made as well. And from Wonderful Works, we've got some more Riser figures. And I'm honestly not sure where the rest stuff are from, but it looks like they're all pretty naughty. From Wing, we had a bunch of Princess Connect Redrive figures. This game? Show? I don't even know. Whatever it is, it's getting a lot of love from figure manufacturers. Wing are also making a 1/7 Rem, which seems crazy given the amount of Rem figures that come out, but I'm sure some people will buy it. Next, from Illumina, we have a 1/7 A to Z figure based on Neko art. I've bought every single one of the Mythos A to Z figures, and I will probably buy this one because I do like her design and aesthetic, but it will be interesting to compare two figures kind of based on the same source illustration series. From Freeing, we got to see a colored Blackrock Shooter bunny, as well as a K-Day bunny. I think these both look really cute, and I feel like my wallet is in danger. Okay, that was like a ton of announcements. We're nearly done. The next thing in store is the Kotobukiya Fest. There was a name for it, I've forgotten, but let's jump into it. First, we've got Optimus Prime and Megatron by Shoujo figures. I love the Megatron figure. I'm gonna give her a trophy of approval. I think she looks so cool, and this is like the most I've ever liked Transformers. Decepticons, roll out! Next, we've got a bunch of VTuberness from Kotobukiya. I'm so ignorant. I don't know who any of these people are, but hopefully it's somebody's cup of tea. Then we've got a bunch of announcements. We've got the girl from Call of the Night. I actually think that's gonna look really cool. Excited to see that. And I also really like the Hawkeye. I think she looks adorable and it comes with a dog. Next up from Kotobukiya, we have this ruler beach version figure. This could be cute. I'm excited to see her painted though. I do love her massive hat. That's good energy. Kotobukiya also announced a couple more Fate figures, the Da Vinci Rider and the Astolfo Saber. I kind of wish they would just make like Da Vinci normal caster. I would like her a little more. Then from Kotobukiya, we have this Asra Ninja, more like Ass Ninja. I don't know what this is from. That was a shit joke. Let's move on. All right. Lastly, AmiAmi organized like a thing, like AmiAmi Fest or whatever. And so here are the last few companies to present their announcements. First up from KD Cole, who I think is just Kadokawa, we have the Philo and Reptalia swimsuit figures. These are cute. I think these are looking really adorable. I don't really care about it. Next up, we have some more swimsuit figures. These, I'm not really obsessed with swimsuit figures, but we do have a Bafuri set and a Nekopara set. Then KD Cole have some Data Live announcements, another Rem and a Ram, sure. And this like mechanic bunny girl, which they've teased 2 years in a row now, and I just want to see her like in plastic, in prototype form, because she looks very cool. I'm gonna put a big fingers crossed on that one. It's a fingers crossed we see what she looks like soon. Right, from CA Works, which I think is Chara Annie, we've got a Lena swimsuit as well as an Eris swimsuit. Like I said, honestly, I could care less about swimsuit figures, so I don't. I'm being so mean. Like I said, swimsuit figures aren't my favorite, so I will be passing on both of these. Then we've got a Yukino and Yui Casino Party version scales. I think these are cute. I'm not too sure on the quality from the photos, but I think the design is cute. Then from Chara Annie, we've got some announcements. A hollow like traditional wedding figure that could turn out amazing. This Megumin's pretty cute, and the Elena scale is pretty cute as well. All right, Armakuni came this year, and I think they were like super thirsty because they just presented like a whole bunch of flesh, basically. All right, let's move on to FNext. We've got an Amelia and a Kidna China dress version. Did these just go up for pre-order, or am I getting it mixed up with the other like 10 China dress figures that I see? I feel like that's another trend I see. It's a lot of kind of China dress versions for characters. I think that's like really popular. And then here are some of the announcements from FNext. More Princess Connect, more Data Live, 2 very figure heavy series. Next, we've got 3 really cool looking prototypes from Astrum Design. I believe these are all original illustrations. They all look super cool. I'm very excited to see these painted. Then from Apex, we have the Ushi Rabu scale. I've not watched this show. I think it's a show, but I think the scale figure is really cute. It's adorable. I love the colors of the base as well. Then from Oriental Forest, I've never heard of that manufacturer before. We have these amazing, huge figures. We've got an Azure Lane figure and a Girls Frontline figure. They both look very detailed, very elaborate. Let's see if they deliver on the paint job. Then from Orchid Seed, we have this Anne Takamaki Dancing Star Knight figure. I love Anne. I'm very excited to see this painted because I might buy it, but we'll see. And then we've got this original character, and I love her giant, like, demon imp wings. And that is it. That is everything. My eyes are burning because I've just been looking at figure prototype images for like an hour and something. But I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you found a figure that's coming that you're excited about. I definitely had a few. So let me know what you're most excited about from this Wonhobby Wonfest season. And with that, I will catch you guys in the next one. See ya!